guys, what's happening? It is Thursday, April 16th. Hope you got your taxes filed. Got a pretty massive pickup. I think I can safely say, in terms of what I got, the best pickup week, best pickup week ever. I'm going to start off with, it was my birthday this past week, and my girlfriend and my sister's family each gave me an Amazon gift card, so I put them to good use and got 3 sealed copies of games. First one is Tales of Grace's F. I'm really into the Tales series right now. Vesperia, for whatever reason, didn't grab me at first, but then I went back and tinkered around with Symphonia Chronicles, and I've been having a blast playing it. And from the Twitter chatter I've heard back and forth from some people, Grace's has probably got the most visceral combat of the bunch, so I'm actually looking forward to getting that. Yeah, so then I also got a brand new sealed copy of Samurai Western, sort of a spiritual successor to Rising Zan's Samurai Gunman. Rising Zan is more over the top than even this game is, which is crazy. The crazy thing about this is you can see right there, there's an alternate artwork for this, so that's pretty cool. Right there, it's got a barcode thingy on it, but yeah, there's an alternate artwork. This game is fantastic. You know, upgradable abilities, third-person action game. It's really at that beginning where you started to see every game offer the players some sort of progression. It wasn't just running through and shooting or running through and hacking and slashing with no upgradables, no unlockables, etc. This is really at the cusp of that, the beginning of that, where we started to see almost every game having some sort of RPG upgrade element to it. Then last but not least from that Amazon lot, a brand new copy of the Red Star. Hack and slash shooter action RPG. This game went through a lot of trials and tribulations. First it was coming out, then it wasn't coming out, then the original publisher, Acclaim, went bankrupt, and so on and so on. Excess, I don't know if this is an Xseed or, no, I think this is just Excess Games, stepped in and published it. Give you an idea of how old it is. It's got a quote from oneup.com on the back, and I don't even think OneUp is still around, but you have, it's based on the, I completely forgot about that until I saw it on the back. It's based on the comic of the same name, I believe, the Red Star. I have the version for my PSP, but I've said it before, I would rather play on console. I have nothing against handhelds, but where I live in Grand Forks, I don't have a commute anywhere. You know, I don't have to ride a bus or ride a subway. So my handhelds get used for vacation time and when I'm not at home and I don't want to drag a console with me. So yeah, got those. Then it was an eBay lot. There was actually 10 games in here, but I'm only going to show the 5 that I'm going to keep because I already have the other ones, and they've already been in a pickup video. First up in that lot is Dark Watch, which I know isn't a perfect game, but I've said it before. I am not about scores. I'm not about scores or reviews. I play the games I like to play. I collect what's important to me. I don't just collect the valuable games. Like, case in point, I'm looking over here. Where is it? I'm drawing a blank right now. Bound by Flame on the PS4. By no means a perfect game, and in sort of that Dark Souls, Demon Souls, Bloodborne vein. Definitely not as challenging, but same style combat. You got to measure your attacks and everything. Bound by Flame is not a perfect game by any stretch of the imagination, yet I had a blast playing it, and that's what it should be about. Don't worry about review scores. Okay, so there was that one. And as you've seen on some of my pickup videos lately, I've been all about the fighting games, so I'm super excited to get this. Guilty Gear X2, The Midnight Carnival, #reload. I don't even think Twitter was a thing when this game came out. Nope, it just happens to that they put the #reload thing in there already. It's complete and in great shape. Up next is just a standard third-person platformer. If I remember correctly, you could move pretty fast in this game, and 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 the worlds were fairly large for the time, and this is scalar. I played, I think, a demo of it, but this lot was $19 after shipping for 10 games. Then a Xbox exclusive, which I have been all about. As you know, I'm trying to complete that original Xbox run, especially the only on Xbox games. This is Nightcaster Defeat the Darkness, sort of a spellcasting action RPG. Think of it, if you never played it, for a frame of reference, it's sort of a Magica style game. Maybe not as hard by any means. This game got middling reviews and stuff when it came out. It was not perfect by any means, but there again, I had a lot of fun when this came out. A lot of fun playing through it. I wish Microsoft would revisit some of these titles that they own. I think they still own the Lynx Golf brand, and Lynx Golf was amazing. I think they still own Crimson Skies, and we haven't gotten one of those, and we haven't gotten a proper they don't. I guess they don't own it. It was an Xbox exclusive, but Panzer Dragoon. We got, was it Crimson Dragon, which I think is supposed to be their cheeky way of giving a nod to Crimson Skies and Crimson Dragon or Panzer Dragoon all at the same time, but it's not the same. I wish they would open up the coffers and take a little more risk. I mean, they can afford it. They have more physical currency than the United States government does, so they can put $2 million into a game and not really going to affect them at all. And that's why I'm saying make it a small game, make it a small investment. If it blows up in your face, who cares, right? And then last but not least from that lot, Total Overdose, A Gunslinger's Tale in Mexico. This is to be honest, feels like a precursor to Just Cause. Definitely not as polished, definitely not as fleshed out, but what's the guy's name again? Ramiro Cruzan. Has the same sort of movement abilities without a grappling hook as Rico from Just Cause. So yeah, it's a really silly and fun and stupid and crazy and over the top game. The one cool thing about this is the bonus DVD edition, and it does have the Tomb Raider Legend first look. So that's pretty cool. All right. Then the other auction find, I already did an unboxing video of this, so I'm not going to go into too much detail. That is Robotech Battlecry Collector's Edition, which I literally, until doing a search on it, didn't know it even existed. Oh, actually, I have one more auction find. I'll go to the Craigslist pickup next. This is probably the best video game pickup I have ever had on eBay. These are in immaculate shape. I wouldn't go as far as to say museum quality, because somebody who sees this might say that they aren't. Whatever, I don't care, but they are in immaculate shape, and that is Star Wars for the NES, and that is Empire Strikes Back for the NES. I got this lot, both of them, complete in box, maps, manuals, Nintendo Power ad in there. Everything is here. Styrofoam is at the bottom. These are in amazing shape. I paid $58 for this. That's not exactly cheap, but I see complete in box of Star Wars goes for $45 on average, and the Empire Strikes Back must be tougher to find because it goes for about $60. So yeah, he had these listed in wholesale lots. I don't like giving away my hunting secrets, but that's one of them. Is I cruise the wholesale lots to find games that I want. You can oftentimes, especially for the original Xbox and PS3, for some reason seems to be the easiest to find really cheap deals. So yeah, if you're looking for something, I mean, case in point, if you're looking for 2 games and to buy them locally, you're going to pay $20, or you could get a lot with like 8 games for, for 15. Get the 2 games you want out of the lot, dump off the rest. That's what I'm going to do with those other 5. Actually, they're right here. The other 5 that came in that lot are right here, just to show you. Unreal Championship 1 and 2, Mortal Kombat Deadly Alliance, Advent Rising, and Fable. I have all these. I have no need to hang on to them, but I'm going to dump them off, and I know I won't get a ton of money for them, but it bites into that $19 right off the bat. So, all right. So that was that with the eBay finds for the week and the Amazon stuff. So on Craigslist, there was a gentleman trying to get rid of this. He had started off at 60, no one bit. Went down to 50, still had no bites, and finally he dropped down to $30. I picked this up this week, and that is Little Big Planet 3, the plush edition. He said he had opened it once, and I can tell that because the sticker had sort of peeled off some of the paint on the back of the box, but everything is, show you guys, everything is here. This is pretty much my unboxing video of it because that's it. There's a plushie of Sackboy. I loved Little Big Planet 1, never played Part 2, and this also includes the Day 1 edition with the 9 bonuses. It's still sealed. I haven't even had a chance to dive into it yet. I still have to go back and beat Knack, so platformers aren't exactly on my radar right now. I'm playing so much stuff. So yeah, that was a Craigslist find. Up next, went over and finally got around to doing some thrifting this week. Nothing amazing at Goodwill, but one reasonably valuable game, and it's complete in box. Disc needs to be cleaned up, but it's not scuffed up. It's just smudgy and gross. And that is Champions of Norath. I'll probably throw it in a different case and put it up for sale because I have a copy. I just know what it's worth. I'm probably going to use it as trade somewhere. Maybe trade it in at Rock 30. Yeah, glad to grab it up. I got it for $3.99, so not a bad deal. Then Medal of Honor European Assault, which I foolishly thought I didn't have, and I actually do have it, so I'm going to just have to trade it off. Or if anybody wants it, leave a comment below if you want to try out Medal of Honor European Assault. You have to pay for shipping, and I'll charge you $5 for it. $5 is plus shipping. I know it's not a rare game or hard to find, but if you want to play it, $5 plus shipping, and I will get it off to you right away. Then one I do not have, and that is Medal of Honor Vanguard. Loved the Medal of Honor series when it first came out on the PS2. Halo was the first first-person shooter that got me into multiplayer, but I can safely say that the Medal of Honor series was what got me into shooters. I was not a huge Doom fan. Not back then anyway, because I could only play on PC, and I am not good with a mouse and keyboard interface. So I don't have the dexterity for it. You can say all day long, Nate controls better. I realize that. I just do not have the dexterity to play with a mouse and keyboard. I can type really fast, and I can click away like a maniac. I actually am fairly fast at clicking, but fairly fast at clicking stuff because I tried a Dota trial once and I was told I didn't fare too bad by some more experienced people, so whatever. Then it was over to Salvation Army, and I had a Genesis haul that some people will be jealous of, to be sure. First up, I have the irregular version, but I do not have this. That is NBA Jam Tournament Edition. My good buddy Chad and I, the summer of 94, before 10th grade started, we played the hell out of that game, NBA Jam Tournament Edition. We played a lot of that. This one, I think, is going to make my sister jealous because she's a puzzle game fan and probably, even to this day, the biggest Sonic fan I know. She's still waiting, except she doesn't go on the internet and bitch about it, but she is still waiting for an awesome, awesome Sonic game, and Sonic 4 Episode 1 was the last awesome Sonic game. Sonic Generations is not bad, to be sure, but still missing something. And here it is. This is Dr. Robotnik's Mean Bean Machine. Complete and in the box, in great shape. It's sort of a Tetris-y Dr. Mario puzzle game if you guys haven't played it before. I played the hell out of it when it was on, when we had a video store down the street from us called Premiere Video, and I rented it quite a bit. I don't know if my sisters actually played it, though, because I had my own, I'm 5 years older than her, so when I was old enough to rent movies and rent video games and even buy video games on my own, I just went down and did it. I didn't have to ask for permission to go to the video store like my sister did because she's younger. Up next is a game I've been looking for a while. I'm actually glad to see that it was donated, and this is probably the closest thing the Genesis ever had to a Mario Kart style game, and that is Combat Cars. I believe this is on the Genesis or on the Super Nintendo as well. I had a Genesis when I was a kid. I did not have a Super Nintendo, so I'm really, really glad to get this. I loved Combat Cars when I was a kid. I just never had it. When you're a kid, it gets brought up all the time. You have plenty of time and no money, and when you're an adult, you have maybe not plenty of money, but you have enough money, but not enough time. So, then this one I knew nothing about, but I see it sells for about 18 to 20 bucks online constantly. It looks like a sort of a side scroller, I don't know, peeling a price tag off here, sorry. It looks like a side scroller, maybe action-ish RPG, and that is the fantastic Dizzy. It's made by Codemasters, so Codemasters is still around, so this isn't that deep of a dive, and it's got, it must have been a huge game over in Europe, because I believe Codemasters is a European company, but the one cool thing is, I've never seen one like this before. That cartridge is awesome shaped. I've never seen one. There's been the big EA ones, and even that Combat Cars came from Accolade, and that's the bigger, not as big as the EA square, but just about the same size. Then, last but not least, all these games were $3 a piece, by the way. Last but not least, one hell of an amazing find. I was nearly shaking when I left the store because this is sort of a, it's certainly not up there with Herzog's Way or Project Musha on the Genesis, but it certainly is in the getting into the Holy Grail status, and I have a feeling the value of this is going to shoot through the roof once Microsoft releases the new game. But this is Battletoads and Double Dragon for the Sega Genesis, a $3 pickup. One of the most amazing $3 pickups I've ever had. Not nearly as valuable as the Super Nintendo version, but the Super Nintendo version puts it complete in box at about $55, $60, and the Genesis version goes for about $40. So I realize it's not as valuable. I just don't care. I am happy to have this. I'm going to play the hell out of it. I've been debating on buying a Retron 3 so I can retire my Super Nintendo to bag it and package it and seal it up and maybe sell it off at a certain point. But I don't even think I'll do that. I think I'll just get a Retron 5 or a Retron 3 and say screw it. So then had one little bit of trade credit left over from my massive trade-in out at Rock 30. Again, Wade, if you see this video, thank you for checking all that stuff in for me. I used it to get some stuff I do not have. It's funny. Just showed you Guilty Gear. This is another, I've been really into fighters lately. I don't know if it's me feeling this I just had my birthday, nostalgic for my youth, but this summer when I was 13, 14, and 15, I played the hell out of Street Fighter and Mortal Kombat. That is my one claim to fame, is that for the longest time there was an arcade cabinet here for Mortal Kombat that my name stayed on for years, because I died only once, and at the time I think I was the first person to have beaten the game at the arcade. The old Software Etc. had GameStop. The old Software Etc. had a Mortal Kombat cab in there, and I was just on a tear. And the Columbia Mall was closing. It was like 9 o'clock. Mall security came through. The guys that ran Software Etc. were big nerds. They were like I'm 36 now. These guys were in their mid to late 30s. These were guys that were stoked about Windows 95 coming out. That gives you an idea of how far back this goes. But yeah, anyway, I had to continue once. So I pumped in some more quarters. I got to Shang Tsung, and I had maybe 10th. I remember it like it was yesterday because it's my greatest achievement in arcade gaming. I had maybe 10 to 15% of health left. He rattled off that quick succession fireball attack, and I ducked down, leg sweeped him, and then when you did the leg sweep and he popped back up, I went into the uppercut combo with Sub-Zero, and that ended it. And for the longest time, my name was in that cabinet for high score. And yeah, so I'm like I said, I don't know if I'm nostalgic for my youth right now, being that I just turned 36. But anyway, let's get to it. King of Fighters. Is this 12? Yes, this is 12. I just noticed that I had King of Fighters 11 for the PS2, so I'm glad to get that. Any of the King of Fighters games, they're based on the Fatal Fury world. I love King of Fighters 99. Fatal Fury, to this day, is my favorite fighting game on the Genesis. I played the hell out of that. Terry Bogard was my jam. So, then for the PS2, I've heard people pronounce this Koro and Choro. I'm going to go with Choro because I'm an American and I was always told that CH sounded like ch. So if it's Koro Q, I apologize. If it's Choro Q, if it's not Choro Q, great. I'm sorry. This game is Choro Q. I've been talking about it for the last 30 seconds. It's a, how do I put it? It's a RPG kart racing game. You get to upgrade everything right down to your radios. I had this game once before. I loaned it to somebody, in fact, and never got it back. She knows who she is. She probably won't ever see this video, but I don't care. I loaned it to her and never got it back, so I'm not happy about that. But this literally cost me nothing because it was off a trade credit, and even if I bought it myself, it would have been $5. So who cares? But Choro Q is sort of a racing RPG. Really at a time where the only games that you got upgrades in racing games anyway were like the Gran Turismos, the Gran Turismo type games, and those weren't even upgrades. You just you earned more cash. They weren't upgrades in the sense of you got XP like you did in this game. It's got a fairly, I don't know if it'll pick that up. There we go. It's got a fairly cartoony look. The drawing on the bottom is actually fairly accurate. It was made by Atlas and Tomo distributed. That's really weird to me. Then a reasonably valuable game on the Xbox. I've got the first one. The first one plays actually, I don't know if the other one, I think the other one is the first one, but this is Buffy the Vampire Slayer Chaos Blades. Vivendi Universal actually took their time and made these into legitimate brawlers. I'm not a huge Buffy fan. My neighbor and one of my best friends in the world, Katie, is, so she'd probably have to fill me in on the lore. Just the gameplay is really fucking good, and that's all I care about. Then last but not least, because they told me they'd just gotten one in that had the DVD, and that is Shenmue 2. Shenmue 1 did not grab me at all. But being it's an Xbox exclusive, I've got to have it in the collection, and I had trade credits, so I grabbed up the 2 games for the Xbox that I definitely didn't have yet. Getting to be slim pickings even on the Xbox now. You don't find a ton of games that aren't sports, aren't Halo. There's a reason that Battlefront 2 holds its value, and the gold edition of Morrowind, the Game of the Year edition, holds its value, and that's because those games are, even on the Xbox, are getting tougher to find. You put it into perspective, the PlayStation 2 sold, God, did it, like, by the time they retired it in 2011, was it 2012? No, I think it was, man, it's not that long ago. It's less than 3 years ago. I want to say it was 2013 they stopped selling them. I think in its lifetime, it sold close to 200 million consoles. So PS2 games, unless it's a really low print run game, in and of itself aren't terribly rare, unless you're talking about Robotic Alchemic Drive, Rule of Rose, those type games. Those are definitely rare and hard to find. But the Xbox, for example, actually took second place that generation. It sold roughly 23 million to the GameCube's 19 million, 18 million, right in there. So Xbox and GameCube games are, just by nature of not having as much out there, very tough to find. One game I don't have for the Xbox, I certainly have for the PS2, but I have don't have for the Xbox that I need to get is Baldur's Gate Dark Alliance. So that's enough about my rarity talk. Then had a birthday coupon from Best Buy, and it also worked with my 20% off Gamers Club Unlocked. So they had Murdered Soul Suspect for the Xbox One on clearance for $16. After it was all said and done, I got a brand new Xbox One game for $9. I know there's been some conflicting. There's some people who absolutely love this, and there are some people who gave it middle of the road reviews. I'm going to play it just because it seems like a just sort of a action or an adventure game from back in the day with a really fancy coat of paint. The only sad thing about this is the studio who made this, Airtight Games, shut down, I think, before the game even launched, which is kind of sad. You know, you never want to see a studio close. I'm a gamer, so I'm obviously I'm a gamer, but I'm a very hardcore gamer, and I believe the more studios that we have, the better variety of games. You know, I'm not a huge strategy game fan, but that doesn't mean they shouldn't exist. And the guys who made Halo Wars were shut down, and they made Halo Wars an amazing strategy game that played extremely well on an Xbox 360 controller. And I hear all the time that, oh, that couldn't be done. Yes, it can. There are very talented people in the video game industry, and some of the stuff that they can do will blow your mind. The problem is can it be done? Yes, most likely it can be. Is it financially responsible for some of these smaller studios to take on that kind of a risk? No, unless they've got a Microsoft, a Sony, an Activision, an EA, an Ubisoft, anybody else that I'm missing in there, and to a lesser extent, Sega. I know they don't have the money they used to. Capcom doesn't have the money it used to. Konami's got tons of money, but not from video games. They've got tons of money because they're in the gambling scene in Japan, and they sell their own bottled water, and they're really into fitness clubs. Like, the video games is a very small section of what Konami does now. So yeah, that was enough of that. That was Murdered Soul Suspect. Got it for $9. And then last but not least, this came in on pre-order. My buddy Kelly let me know it was in, and that is the GameCube controller adapter for the Wii U. So I'm finally going to jump into some Smash Brothers on the Wii U. I know they said that they have no plans to support other games, but trust me, in the day and age we live in, there's going to be a fan that comes up with a mod to let us run other games with the GameCube controller. This is just USB, so it's essentially a plug and play device. There will be somebody who figures it out. One thing I'm going to take Nintendo to task for, not going to go into the Angry Joe stuff. I could care less about how they monetize, about how they charge people and don't let people use their content. It's stupid and shitty, but it's their content. One thing I'm going to take Nintendo to task for is, what the hell is with these boxes? Why are they sealed? Like, I'm a nerd. You can see all the boxes behind me. I like to keep even stuff for something like this in great shape, and you have to gently open it up because the boxes are completely glued shut. That's baffling to me. Anyway, then another GameStop pickup. I had $15 off coupon, so I got 2 games. This one needs to be cleaned up, actually. I looked at it. It's already installed to my hard drive. It is not complete. I will track down manual and whatnot for it. But this is Akai Katana. It says Akai Katana Slash. I'd been talking about it last week. I consider Akai Katana, Death Smiles, and Dodonpachi to be my holy trinity of shooters on the Xbox. This was essentially free with the coupon. Then one... I've never really said this in my videos, but I am a huge Incredible Hulk fan. I was never really into the Incredible Hulk action figures or anything like that. I was more of a G.I. Joe guy, but loved the comics when I was a kid. Lost all of my Incredible Hulk comics back in our huge flood in '97. But Incredible Hulk for the 360, I picked this up because I see it's getting harder and harder to find. I do need to track down a manual for it. Sunk about an hour and a half into it this morning. camera's really wonky, but the rest of it I really enjoy. It's reminds me a lot of the Hulk Ultimate Destruction on the original Xbox and PS2. Certainly looks better and is crisper. And this is really going to get tougher to find because Marvel isn't their own company anymore. Now that Disney owns them, I don't see single-focused superhero games getting much of a release. I would not be surprised to see us get another Ultimate Alliance before we get one of these single-player focused ones. You know, you like look at it, the Captain America one is getting tough to find, the Iron Mans are getting tough to find, and that's because you're never going to see a reprint of these ever. Sega doesn't have the license anymore. If anything, Disney would do it in-house, and yeah, so you're not going to see these single-player games. All right, that was a massive week of hauls. I'm just going to highlight the awesome ones, and that is Star Wars and Empire Strikes Back for the Nintendo, and then Battletoads, Double Dragon for the Genesis. Like I said, the Hulk is getting tougher to find. Shenmue 2 Complete. Buffy the Vampire Slayer Chaos Bleeds. Champions of Norath, which also is for sale, but I said European Assault would be $5 plus shipping. Champions of Norath is in great shape. That would be $20 plus. Actually, if you pay me $20, I'll throw in shipping on that one. And then, last but not least, for the fancier stuff, Tales of Grace's F, the Red Star, and Samurai Western. Sorry, Wade from Rock 30. I know you'd been looking for me, but you'd said every time you'd gotten a copy that you couldn't find it complete, and I didn't want to track down a manual for it because I haven't seen them pop up that often. So, thanks, guys. This is a massive haul this week. Probably the most exciting haul I've ever had in terms of overall value, bang for my buck. I know there was one time I got Fritz chess, and there's that big pickup I got from that estate seller with the N64 stuff and the Nintendo and Yoshi's Island and all that stuff. That was a pretty good pickup. But it's what I got this week will supplants the pickup of Fritz Chess and Lunar 2 as my best week of pickups. This is a pretty massive video, so if you've got the wherewithal to watch the entire thing, I thank you very much. Notice I've been getting a few more views. Don't have any new subscribers yet. I still want to get to 50, and I'm still going to give away that year of Xbox Live or $50 in Microsoft money, year of PS Plus or $50 in PlayStation money, or $50 to the eShop. And as I said, I am not discriminating here. So I'll even do $50 $50 in the Steam shop. So thanks for watching, everybody. Comment, rate, subscribe. Last but not least, the music I've been using in my video recently is from a company called Boxcat Games. It's that free music archive that the song is called Epic Song. Please check them out. They're really cool. The fact that I can get the song from Free Music Archive without royalties is really cool. Otherwise, I use my buddy Jason's band Straphanger and my buddy Nick's band Kentucky Sound Arsenal. I rotate those up quite a bit. Or the band I was in, actually, the Basements. I use our music every once in a while. So comment, rate, subscribe, thumbs up. Please help me get to 50, and I'll do the random drawing live here. I'll do a live stream on YouTube of the random drawing. Thanks, everybody. We'll see you next week.